For vlog number 8, the first question is, what is your definition of good teaching? Good teaching is not just about education, but teaching students about life. By this, I want to make this clear. I don't mean what's right and what's wrong, because that could have crossed the boundary of teacher and student. That is the parents' place to whether or not they want to teach their students right for wrong. But you can always teach them to have a voice, and if they're struggling, to make sure to raise your hand and speak out and things of that nature, and make sure that they know that they can be in control of their own education. Not all teachers are aware of what good teaching is, and that answers my question. If we know what good teaching is, why are so many students in Memphis underserved? I agree with this 100% because I didn't graduate that long ago. And I believe that a lot of teachers in Memphis have given up. And if a student doesn't understand something the first time, they just want to go ahead and move on to the next thing. And I also believe that Memphis is very concerned about test scores and not about the student actually grasping onto the concept. It's all about memorization and memorization. Let's just pass the test and move on. And that's not how life works. Whenever I graduated high school and I got into college, I did not know anything, and my education basically just started over. So I'm very glad that I went to college so I'd actually have an education and know things. Not saying everyone has to go to college, but for me, it was very beneficial. I grew up in the Bartlett district, which is right outside of Memphis. I also went to Cordova Middle, and I was in the optional program. Cordova Middle, I think, actually had a lot of a better education than when I switched over to Appling Middle. They just cared more, and it was less about popularity and things like that. It was mainly focused on education. You went to school, you learned, and you went home. It wasn't a big pep rally or anything like that. It also said, support your assertions with the Ladson Billings. And Ladson Billings mentioned what happened in classrooms of teachers who seem to experience success. A lot of teachers have just, as I mentioned before, given up, and they don't want to put in the effort. They want to collect a paycheck, and teaching has a lot of benefits, and I feel like a lot of people just become teachers because it's easy and you get the vacation time and you don't work all year. But in reality, you work a lot more than you do. I've realized that with my residency this semester. And another thing to be a good teacher, to close this up, is to appreciate your students. You're not the only one that knows everything. I experienced this semester in my clinical that I learned something every single day from one of my students. I don't know everything. They learn things at home, and I learn from them every single day. Not even just about education, but how to be a good person and how to do acts of kindness and things under that. So thank you.